To get started with our Collagraph, first we're going to need 2 pieces of paper, at least 1 crayon, and whatever color you choose, but a darker color works better. Glue, you could use a glue stick, but liquid glue works better. Scissors, and most importantly, thin cardboard, maybe from a cereal box or from a pack of soda cans. Now with the crayon, we're going to want to peel away the paper. And I know you might be thinking, hey, well, what's going to happen to the color, the name of the color? Well, it'll be worth it in this case. Go and peel that off, and when you are finished peeling this off, you're going to want to throw away the scraps. Keep your parents happy. Now, over to our cardboard. We're going to start by cutting out shapes. Now, we are making geometric shapes for our robot, and to start off, I'm going to cut a square. This piece of cardboard has a cool little flap that I'm going to go and take off. I'm going to use that. I like the look of that. I'm placing it down on my piece of paper to start to get an idea of what design for my robot I'm going to have. But right now, all you really need to do is take your cardboard and cut away from yourself, making sure to be careful, to cut squares and triangles and different geometric shapes. Now, if you're going to be cutting a circle, watch how I don't turn the scissors. The scissors stay straight out. I turn the paper as I cut, or the cardboard. Turn the scissors as you cut, being safe. I know circles can be a little hard to cut. All right. Now keep cutting out pieces, and right now we don't need an exact idea of where these are going to go. Just cut some different geometric shapes, and we can use those when it comes to designing our robot. Maybe some triangles, find out what we could do with those later. You can even cut some of these rectangles in half and use them for equal parts. You'll see as I fast forward, I'm starting to map out what I want my robot to look like. Now this is just kind of a rough idea. I can always make changes because right now it is not glued. And here we are. This is the final design I've come up with for my robot. I'm going to start disassembling my robot because we want to take this one piece at a time. I'm going to glue, and when I glue, you'll notice that I'm just putting about 3 dots on each side. Move everything out of the way, disassemble, and then reassemble. Take it at one part at a time. So first I'm going to just focus on the chest or the body of the robot. Now try not to use too much glue. You don't want any glue squishing out the edges of this cardboard. And take your time gluing and reassembling. Some parts you might just need to use a little dot of glue. Let's go ahead and add these pieces to the chest. Let's maybe start adding the arms. Whatever order you choose to go in, that is up to you, but I would probably choose to start with the body first and all the little details after. One robot appendage at a time. Once I am finished gluing, I'm going to let this dry for about 5 minutes. Then I'm going to tape it on the sides, and taping is optional, but it might make it a little bit easier for you. My second piece of paper goes over top, directly over top, and you're going to notice that while we try to rub this crayon over the top of the paper, it's going to try to move on you. I'm going to lay my crayon flat, and I'm going to push with a little bit of pressure, rubbing that crayon over the robot. And you can see that now the robot is starting to come through the other side. This is how a Collagraph is made. Rubbing back and forth, maybe choosing some different directions to go with. Let's try to get some color on the legs, find where the arm is. Now what's really wonderful about making a Collagraph is, hey, if you don't like the first one, you could do it a second time or a third time. You could try a different color if you wanted. Now let's make sure to add a little bit of color around the robot, just to get a little bit more going on around the edges of the robot as well. If there's anything that you want to pop out a little bit more, just take your crayon back over it and just rub in different directions. Oh, my paper is moving on me. You'll see that that can be kind of frustrating. That's why I taped it. Remember that you are keeping your crayon flat, and I cannot wait to see your robot Collagraph. Everybody, take care.